Essay number 34, Why You Shouldn't Seek Comfort. Here's something that's going to mess with everything you think you know about what's good for you. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between what's good and what's bad for you. It only knows comfortable and uncomfortable. That's it. Two settings, familiar or unfamiliar, known or unknown, safe or threatening. This is why you keep dating the same type of person who hurts you, why you stay in jobs that make you miserable, why you repeat patterns you swear you'll never repeat again. Your brain doesn't care if something is destroying your life. If it's familiar, it registers as safe. If it's safe, it registers as good, even when it's killing you. Think about criminals for a second. They don't think their actions are wrong. They think they're justified, necessary, even good. Their brains have categorized those actions as comfortable, familiar, known. This is an extreme example, but the same mechanism is at work when you choose the familiar dysfunction over the unknown possibility of health. We are fundamentally wired to seek comfort, and this wiring is destroying our lives. Let me tell you something about what you want. You don't actually want what you want. You want what you've known. Your brain is literally incapable of predicting an outcome outside the realm of your previous experience. When you imagine your ideal future, you're not imagining something truly new. You're imagining the best version of what you've already experienced. This is why people who grew up in chaos recreate chaos. Why people who grew up with absent parents choose absent partners. Why people who grew up feeling not enough spend their whole lives trying to prove they are enough. They're not seeking health or happiness. They're seeking the best version of their familiar dysfunction. You think you're trying to find something better, but you're really just trying to find a solution to a problem you didn't need to recreate in the first place. You're trying to win a game you didn't need to play. You're trying to heal a wound you keep reopening. Here's where it gets really twisted. Familiar discomfort feels exactly like comfort. That anxiety you've lived with for 20 years, that feels normal to you. That low-level depression, that's your baseline. That toxic relationship dynamic, that feels like home. This is why people stay stuck in ruts for years, decades, their entire lives. It's why someone can know exactly what they need to do to change their life and still not do it. The discomfort they know feels safer than the discomfort they don't. The devil you know beats the devil you don't, even when the devil you know is actively destroying you. We seek comfort because we think it makes us safe. But here's the truth nobody wants to hear. There's no such thing as true security. Your body is constantly changing and will eventually die. Your possessions can be lost, stolen, destroyed. Your relationships can end. Your job can disappear. Your health can fail. Your mind can break. Everything you think is permanent is temporary. Everything you think is solid is in flux. Everything you think you can count on could be gone tomorrow. There is no safety. There is no security. There is no permanent comfort. We seek comfort as a way to avoid this truth. We build routines, relationships, and identities that feel solid, hoping they'll protect us from the fundamental uncertainty of existence. But they don't. They can't. They're just elaborate illusions we create to avoid facing the reality that life is inherently unsafe. The only way you grow is by stepping into the unknown. Every single expansion of your life, every evolution of your character, every improvement in your circumstances came from a moment when you chose discomfort over comfort, when you chose growth over safety, when you chose the unknown over the known. This is why so many people have breakdown before breakthrough moments. Their lives are actually leading them toward possibilities better than they could imagine, but because those possibilities are unknown, they register as threats. What feels like everything falling apart is actually everything falling into place. What feels like destruction is actually construction. What feels like dying is actually being born. But here's the problem. Most people don't change until not changing becomes more uncomfortable than changing. They wait until the pain of staying the same outweighs the fear of becoming different. They wait until the universe stops whispering and starts screaming. They wait until they have no choice. There's usually a long period of increasing discomfort before this tipping point. little signs that something needs to change, small symptoms that something is wrong, quiet messages that a different path is needed. But we ignore them because the discomfort of changing still seems worse than the discomfort of staying the same. Happy people, thriving people, growing people, they listen while the call is still quiet. They change before they have to. They choose discomfort while it's still a choice, not a necessity. They step into the unknown while they still have the energy to handle the transition. There are two fundamental mindsets people have: explorer or settler. Our entire society is built on the settler mindset. Get the degree, get the job, get the spouse, get the house, and then what? Maintain, protect, defend, die? We're taught that life is about reaching certain milestones and then stopping, about achieving certain goals and then maintaining them, about finding your place and staying there. But this is completely antithetical to how life actually works. Everything in nature grows or dies. Everything evolves or becomes extinct. Everything changes or gets left behind. We live in a universe of constant motion, constant change, constant evolution. Yet we're trying to find a place to stop and stay still. People with explorer mindsets understand this. They hold things lightly. They enjoy what they have fully because they're not desperately trying to keep it forever. They're not attached to outcomes because they know outcomes are temporary. They're comfortable with change because they understand that change is the only constant. Here's the ultimate truth. There's no such thing as real comfort. Comfort is just an idea, a concept, a story we tell ourselves. What feels comfortable to you would be torture to someone else. What feels safe to you would be terrifying to another person. What feels like home to you would be hell to someone different. The best adjusted people, the most successful people, the happiest people, they're not the ones who found comfort. They're the ones who became comfortable with discomfort. They're the ones who learned to thrive in uncertainty. They're the ones who chose growth over safety every single time. Because here's what comfort really is. It's certainty. It's the belief that you know what's going to happen next. It's the illusion that you can predict and control your future. It's the fantasy that you can find a safe place and stay there forever. But life isn't about being certain. It's about trying anyway. It's about moving forward without knowing where you're going. It's about taking action without guaranteed outcomes. It's about choosing to engage with uncertainty rather than trying to eliminate it. You can either choose to be certain about what you've known, which means repeating the past forever, or you can choose to be certain that you'll make the best of whatever happens, which means being open to a future different from your past. Nobody is ever really certain. The people who seem confident, who seem to have it all figured out, who seem to know exactly what they're doing, they don't. They're just willing to act despite uncertainty. They're willing to try without guarantees. They're willing to be uncomfortable. The people who have lives they love didn't find those lives by seeking comfort. They found them by seeking growth. They found them by choosing the unknown over the known. They found them by being willing to be uncomfortable, uncertain, unsafe. Every time you choose comfort, you choose your past. Every time you choose what's familiar, you choose who you've been. Every time you choose what's safe, you choose to stay the same. But every time you choose discomfort, you choose your future. Every time you choose what's unfamiliar, you choose who you could become. Every time you choose what's uncertain, you choose to grow. This doesn't mean you should seek discomfort for its own sake. This doesn't mean you should make your life unnecessarily hard. This doesn't mean you should reject all routines, stability, or familiar pleasures. It means you should recognize comfort for what it is, a temporary state that will prevent your growth if you cling to it. It means you should see discomfort for what it is, a signal that you're expanding beyond your current limitations. It means you should understand that the choice between comfort and growth is a choice between your past and your future. Your brain will always pull you toward comfort. That's its job, to keep you safe by keeping you the same. But you're not just your brain, you're also consciousness, awareness, choice. You can override your brain's programming. You can choose growth over safety. You can choose expansion over comfort. The question is, will you? Will you choose the discomfort of growth or the discomfort of staying the same? Will you choose the uncertainty of evolution or the certainty of repetition? Will you choose to explore or to settle? Because here's the final truth, you're going to be uncomfortable either way. The discomfort of growth or the discomfort of stagnation. The discomfort of change or the discomfort of staying the same. The discomfort of uncertainty or the discomfort of a life unlived. Comfort is an illusion. Security is a fantasy. Certainty is impossible. Once you accept this, once you really integrate this truth, you're free. Free to grow, free to change, free to become whoever you're capable of becoming. Stop seeking comfort. Start seeking growth. Stop avoiding discomfort. Start recognizing it as the price of expansion. Stop trying to feel safe. Start trying to feel alive. Because a comfortable life isn't a good life. It's just a familiar one. And familiar is just another word for the past repeating itself forever. You weren't made to be comfortable. You were made to grow. You were made to evolve. You were made to become more than you currently are. The only question is whether you'll choose the discomfort that comes with that becoming or the discomfort that comes from refusing it. Choose wisely. Your entire future depends on it.